The hermit stood upon the snow, where silence teaches what we know, a lantern held in aged hand, a spark to light a shadowed land. He saw the world in mirrored gleam, each soul a gate, each gate a dream. But dim the lens and time folds in, the world becomes a ghostly din. No seeing, no becoming made, just fusion's fog and truths that fade. To start the path he did not move, he had to be, and thus he proved. Through winding stone beneath the moon, he felt perception rise too soon. The wheel beneath his feet would turn, each cut returned, each form would burn. He watched the tower tilt in thought. The structure shook but never caught. With doubt the circuit came unstrung, the spiral hissed with silent tongue. No path would climb without the will to see the wound and rise it still. The hermit turned and climbed once more. Each loop became a deeper flaw. He reached a gate of burning steel. The chariot passed, the world would wheel, yet none could enter unannealed. The fire demanded truth revealed. He raised his lamp but saw the lie, false crowns upon a hollow sky. The emperor had walked too soon, his throne a shadow in the moon. To earn the gold, he bore the flame. The wound was real, the trial the same. The gate unlocked with sacred breath, not conquest, but the ego's death. In starless dark he leapt through thought. What none could learn the fool had taught. No maps would hold the path he found. He walked above, below the ground. But leaps unlived may break the weave, and all before him seemed to leave. A mimic path may shine and charm, but leads to mirrors that disarm. The magician's tools reversed their glow, illusion cast in Satori's show. He marked his leap with grounded grace, and bound the stars back into place. The high priestess stood at the gate and offered scrolls to read one's fate. Each insight held within the shell the gates of heaven and of hell. To see the parts was not enough. He had to bear the whole and rough. The hanged man whispered, "Half will die, unless you lift the veils from I." He touched each glyph, not just the best. The devil leaves the rest unblessed. He passed through knowing all must stand, one vision with 1,000 hands. The lovers split the path in two, the sphinxes watched, but neither knew. Each road required the other's thread. He stitched them both, then bowed his head. But quaff, the gate would not appear if only half the truths drew near. The hierophant behind the door said, dual minds must make one core. He held both loss and joy as key. The middle opened silently. The gate emerged from shadow's skin, not either path, but both within. In Justice's hall he heard the chord, a triad not of sound but sword, where every wound made presence sing, and resonance crowned everything. But judgment failed where pieces fell, no one to echo, none to tell. The missing tone dissolved the form, a silent fall, a subtle storm. "Bring them back," the angels cried, "where harmony is crucified." The hermit sang not one but three, himself, the world, and memory. The star above, the world below, he stood where threefold rivers flow. One foot in time, one in the stream, and one in realms that birthed the dream. A single truth could spark them all. The sun would rise, the tower fall, but break the bridge of more than one, and nothing true can be begun. The hermit stood with all intact, his lantern touched, the world reacts. No part could break what all could light, he bore convergence into night. The hermit found the forge alight, where opposites would fuse or fight, where strength was tested not in blow, but how the wound could help it grow. A false becoming fooled the mind. Death grinned and left his mask behind. The paradox must not be rushed. One truth ignored, the whole is crushed. He watched two swords form not a cut, but line a spine the fool once shut. Tension forged what nothing fakes. He held the truth that contradiction makes. Two pillars rose like sacred breath. The moon behind them veiled in death. Each side alone would not endure. Together they revealed the door. He reached and felt another hand. Within that bond, the voice could stand. But when the hermit stood in pride, the wheel turned blind and none replied. Without the link, the gate dissolved, becoming mute, the soul unsolved. The hermit knew, to cross and give, the bridge must bind what both must live. Atop the peak, the world was whole. His lantern burned, a single soul, the path, the pain, the prism bound, all now a still and silent sound. But fracture waited at the door, his self undone if light grew poor. The cloak he wore now turned to flame, the past unspooled and knew his name. He did not flee, he did not pray, he stood and held the light that day. The hermit was the path and sky, his lantern now would never die.